What are your thoughts on? Let me pull out my list of things.
Yeah.
The LA fires. Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, some of the images coming out are pretty metal.
That's very true.
Like, it's the,
Like, you see the Hollywood sign?
Yeah, the Hollywood with the fire behind it.
Like, it was pretty dope.
That was pretty cool.
Like, there's a lot of album covers coming out.
Yeah, dude, you could have told me that was like an artist did that. Like, but no, that's and then like the I think it was like dawn, and so there was like the sun was coming up, but then there was also fire, and there's like the LA skyline.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that looked pretty cool. It's sad that, like, fires, people are losing their homes and stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad. I
don't personally know anyone there, so I don't feel like a connection to these fires. Sure. But that does suck, yeah.
I feel bad for people, just like I feel bad for like people that have their house washed away for like hurricanes, right, in like Florida.
People living in places prone to natural disasters is like, well, that sucks.
The people in Florida, it's like, ugh, that sucks. But like, you kind of get that when you sign up for it, right?
Yeah.
In California, it's a little bit different because most of these fires are like politically based fires, effectively, right? Like, based off of like stupid choices.
Because there is really easy ways like where policy can help mitigate that.
Well, and even like the people voted on certain things that would have helped them prevent these fires, and the governor just didn't do them.
She didn't do it.
And so it's like, well.
And the mayor and the fire department chiefs and everything.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot to blame. Whereas like when a hurricane rolls through, it's like, you can't stop a hurricane or slow a hurricane down. All you can do is provide aid afterwards. Mm-hmm. With a fire, you might not be able to stop everyone, but you can stop a lot of them, and you can definitely slow them down.
Yeah, and it feels bad about like the government putting a cap on insurance companies for fire insurance, and so the insurance companies are like, well, then we're just not going to cover you for that.
Yeah, I heard about conspiracies.
Well, there's always conspiracies that fly around, but yeah, it felt bad. I feel bad for the people there.
The people, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, this is the government's fault. Like, this one is like, very clearly the government's fault for how bad it has gotten.
How bad it's been managed, yeah.
Like,
I just heard yesterday, I think on the news, like, another fire started. You're like,
well, another problem is that there's people of a certain ethnic background that is not Mexico.
Sure.
That are starting more fires in the city.
The Irish.
It's always the Irish.
Sorry, no. That's car bombs. Never mind.
Yeah, come on, Trevor.
Totally different.
Come on, Trevor. You can't blame the Irish for arson.
No. Explosions, yes. But
explosions, 100%. No.
That is unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, so there's been like a ton of people arrested for arson.
Yeah.
Which is like, seriously, people?
You're
like,
trying to take advantage of the kids.
And then a lot of people for looting.
This is something I've been like thinking about since COVID, but like, what happened to the social contract? Like, what?
I will tell you off air what I think about that.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Because I don't want to get canceled that much.
I know.
And this is a very hot take.
Yeah. All right, we can pause that one for later. But I want to inspire our viewers to think about that.
Yeah, for real.
What happened to the social contract? There is a contract when I walk out of this door into the public world. And it's a lot of things, and that's just the way society works. I can't walk out of that door naked. That is the social contract. I can't go be a doofus at the grocery store. Like, just, yeah.
Indeed.
And I've just seen more and more stupidity. I don't know if it's just because it's online and social media and you see more of it and it was always happening, or there is just actually more people just being doofuses.
So there's a lot of things.
Well, we can talk about it. Get your thing.
We can talk about it on the 40-minute drive to Caleb's house.
Yeah, probably in the middle of nowhere.
It's actually not in the middle of nowhere. Caleb lied. Caleb, I know you're watching this. You lied. It's not in the middle of nowhere. It's out there, but like,
it's on the edge of nowhere.
There's like stuff out there.
Yeah. This is totally random and it's not at all relevant to the global audience. But Queen Creek 10 years ago
was the middle of nowhere.
And would have been kind of cool. Now there's like a lot of things and there's a lot of cars there. There's so much people, but the roads didn't get bigger.
No.
So there's just traffic all the time when you go out there. It's on 2-lane roads and there's so many people out there. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Urbanization. I hate it.
Well, it's not just urbanization, which sure, but it's poor planning on the part of the city's planners, right?
The county,
it's like, yes, this city that is on the edge of the whole metro area, it'll never grow bigger than three people.
We're expanding out to it,
and so they build a main road that's one lane one way, one lane the other way with no middle lane, and then they build houses 3 feet from that road.
Yeah, just right there.
And it's like, Kate, you couldn't have had the foresight to be like, this might need to be a 6-lane road at some point.
But we already built houses here, and the supermarket had to go right there. And
it's silly.
Yeah,
it's silly. Northern Scottsdale is like that too.
Oh yeah.
It really is.
Like on the other side of the freeway.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, they're like, the freeway. That's like the edge of the reservation on the east side, and so they're we'll just assume on the north side too. But we're expanding on the north side. So
very much. Yeah. It's a little bit better because the house lots are so big there that there's less cars, but it's still just 1-lane road, or 2-lane roads the entire way, or 3-lane roads, right?
So then just the population density just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I live in the suburbs because I hate crowds. I don't like a lot of people.
Dude, I'm seriously considering just moving out to the middle of BFE.
To actually nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Florence.
But eventually, maybe in your lifetime,
I bet it does.
Yeah, it expands. That's
crazy.
It
does.
Phoenix is kind of a cool anomaly in that way. Phoenix, Arizona. Because we're one of the newer big cities in America. We've only been an urban center since the 50s or 60s.
I think even later than that, probably.
Yeah. And so we are kind of hitting that urbanization boom later than Detroit,
or LA,
New York. New York has always been tiny, but maybe a bad example.
It's an island.
Yeah. So
a couple islands, I guess, but
a lot of the California cities started out very similar like this, where you just here's the one big city on the coast, and then all the little suburbs, and then now they've just expanded and absorbed everything. Yeah, Phoenix, we're kind of seeing that happen in our lifetime, which is cool.
It's very interesting. Everyone was always like, oh well, in New York you can only build up, and in Chicago you can only build up, but in Phoenix you can build out and spread out. And I'm like, well, to a point. We're in a valley. There are mountains everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And on the northern side, up the 17, we've reached the mountains.
Yeah.
We were on the South Mountain, the mountain called South Mountain on the south side of the valley has been reached.
And then we build around it.
Well, they started doing there's houses on the other side. Is that Ahwatukee?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. Anyway,
but we will hit mountains. You're right.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
I guess we just build over the mountains.
Just over?
But then on this side, just above Mesa is national forest.
Yeah, exactly. You hit natural lines you can't hit at the reservation or natural forest.
The Tonto Forest is right there.
You're not gonna hit that.
You're
not gonna build on the rim, as you're climbing up the rim, that road up there. Yeah, no way.
Zero chance. Yeah. Up the beeline, there's no way you can build up that thing. There's no way. That thing is the steepest road. I'm surprised that any cars get up that road.
I know, right? Every time I'm driving up there, I'm like, It is cool. I like living where we live because you can drive an hour north and it's feels like a different climate because of how steep.
Because it is a different climate, Trevor.
I know. You're like, we're here in the desert, and then you're just in the mountains.
And it's an hour north, but it's straight up.
Yeah.
You just literally drive straight up.
And then an hour past that, you're at the Grand Canyon.
I'll bet you that there's tow companies that all they do is travel that road up and down, because every time I drive it, there's probably 7 to 10 cars broken down in an hour-long drive. 7 cars broken down in there. Yep. It's crazy.
Because there are several signs that's hey, you got a 7% incline around this corner.
Turn your AC off.
Use lower gears if you're a big truck.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. But there's still people zooming by at 90. I'm like, okay, man.
I even if I were in a sports car that could do it, those are some curvy roads, and it's if you're coming down, it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a mountain on one side, the upside of a mountain on one side, and then more road on the other. Yeah. But if you're going up at 80 miles an hour, it's that side is there's nothing.
It's just cliff.
It's just the vast emptiness of space.
There's no barrier, no nothing.